Hi everybody, I'm Emily MacLeod, and this week has been a bit crazy, so my MVP this week is a little lacking, but so I will show you what I do have. My product is Speakeasy, and this week's goal for me was to find a way to record audio and to play around with Polymer, which I did a bit of. And my
Can I stop you for a sec?
Yes.
I think so. That's a good slide. But is there a way that you can put your laptop down?
My goals this week were to find a way to record audio and to play around with Polymer. And well, you'll see what I did do. My goal of finding a way to record audio did not actually happen, but I did find a way to record a transcript thanks to AJ. So what do I have to say for myself? Very little with Speakeasy this week. This was the login that I worked on this week, and there's no validation, so it just doesn't take my name right now, but it's there. It does that. So I was wrestling a little with audio and my result this week. Very little. This is what I did using Polymer, and you'll see that it's really nothing really there right now. But so where do I go from here? Well, thanks to AJ, he pointed out Polymer Designer, which I was working with at the end of the week. And yes, that's Designer right there. And that's what I was playing with. So I began with this kind of very simple login page using JavaScript, but again, no validation. And it evolved to this, which is where I used the recording to have a transcript. So now the next stage is to actually find a way to get the recording to save and not just be a transcript, but actually be a raw audio recording of that. So here's a demo. Hopefully this works. So you just click on the microphone icon, and you can type in, or you can say whatever, and it will transcribe it for you. So my goal now is to find a way to take that information and turn it into an audio recording, and that's it. Thank you.
Is it deleting as you're talking there?
It keeps going. So it doesn't save it. It's sort of just, I guess,
Okay.
like live.
So it's almost just like a word to text. It's not
Yes.
actually saving anything there or creating a full document.
No.
Okay.
So
I was
that,
just curious.
yes. So that's where I am right now.
Cool. Very good. Okay. So that you're getting text from the audio,
Yes.
but you're not getting audio from the audio.
No.
That's cool. Because I would think that getting text would be more difficult.
Well, that's what I figured, right? Like, that seems like a little bit more, I don't know, there's more to it than actually just recording the audio, but I don't know. I haven't been able to find any information on recording audio, so that's, like I said, that's the next step. So that I might have to ask Matt to maybe help me a little bit with that. But
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the interface and how you got here? And I think the microphone icon in the center like that with the little, what looks like a sticky note,
Yeah.
is particularly clean, and it
That's-
looks nice, and I want to interact with it. So just kind of how you got there from that original start recording, stop recording, ugly buttons to
For
this
sure.
nice thing.
Designer is a neat tool. It's drag and drop, so you have your palette here with components, core, demo, and they're just like, I don't know how to explain it. Say if you wanted to drag and, what I have in the middle there is a card, so if you want to drag and drop a card in there, you can. I fiddled with a little so that the transcript from the microphone shows up there. Normally it doesn't, but you can put an input field like this, and it'll record, well, this won't, but so So really, I just played around with it, and the functionality, there's no JavaScript in it right now that actually does anything for, particularly with the validation for sign-in, but I don't quite know how to else explain it other than just play with it. And I watched a video on how to use Designer, so that was really where I got the information on how to do text to, or
So you just
speech to
dragged
text.
in some different elements until you got to a place where you thought it looked pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay.
It took me a while to get there, surprisingly, but that's just because I was fiddling with the speech to text mostly. But
And how did you go about finding the code and to start recording and stop recording? It's not something you've ever done before, so what was your kind of methodology there?
my methodology was just guess and test. That's what I do with pretty much everything relating to code right now, is because I don't have a background in that, so I try what makes sense, and if it doesn't work, then I move on, I guess. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you didn't put the word speakeasy anywhere? in
No,
your
I
interface?
didn't. I
Why's
did
that?
originally, but then I took it out because I was, if you click this button, it takes you to the actual code
Okay.
for your product. And I took it out here. I'm not sure why, but I was fiddling with it because it had prevented me from moving forward with the speech. So I took it out and I just never put it back in. But it was there originally.
So can you go back to the interface again?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had more time to work on this,
Mm-hmm.
what's like the next like most important thing you can do here?
Well, I'd love to be able to format it so it looks like Speakeasy and not just the regurgitated format from the designer. So I'd like to make it look like it was actually my design. And definitely
And that's from the original design slide?
from the original, yes, my original. This is what I had last week. This is what my design looked like. So it doesn't look like that this week, obviously. But that's what I had in mind when I was creating this in Designer.
And what do the filters do?
The filters are sound filters, so you can alter the raw audio and blend it to create certain ambience, a soundscape that is unique to each user.
Like nature sounds or
You
like
could use nature. No, it's for sure. I was thinking like thunderstorms or like cafe backgrounds, just something to add to it so it sounds, so it creates a landscape of sound, not just the raw audio.
Okay. So you show up on the site and this is what you see.
That's what I had in. Well, there was a login screen actually, and then once you get through the login screen, you go here. So login here, and then you click through and you get to the site that I just showed you.
So to focus on the design for a second, so this is like what you want it to look like this?
Yes.
So I actually think that what you were messing with, like with the interface builder thing, looks nicer
Okay.
than this does. And I think it's not, I think your Speakeasy stuff looks more branded and it looks like Speakeasy and you want that. But I think there's like professional elements to the interface
Yeah.
builder. Like there's a like a cleanliness to it that looks really nice. And I think you should try to like blend those two in
Okay.
some way. So just like looking at this screen, like as a designer, what would be like some things that you would that you think could be improved about this screen?
Probably the CSS for the actual login format. I've seen some pretty cool CSS done with input forms, so I would like to explore that a little, and maybe brand the Speakeasy logo a little bit better. Right now it's just text and in a speech bubble, so that's, but maybe expand that to something else.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think, like, if this is going to be, like, sign up as an example, you probably don't even need to say, like, sign up for Speakeasy.
Okay.
Rather than having a button that says submit, you would probably want to have a button that says sign up.
Okay.
And then it's going to be pretty clear to people that this is like a sign up form, right? So you can have like a cleaner, this can be white space. You can remove that text. More white space is better, right? It looks nicer. I think these like name, email, password, if those are like placeholders,
Oops.
what happened? If those are placeholders in your input field,
Oh no.
what happened to your mouse?
What's going on?
Oh, you were focused there for a second. There we
Oh,
go.
God. This can be edited out, right?
So if these are placeholders, I think they should be like grayed out a little bit,
Okay.
right? It should be the type of thing, and don't put the colons there. Like the colons are unnecessary. So just have like name, email, password, and when you click on it, the name like disappears, right?
Okay.
So it's grayed out. It's clear that it's a placeholder, and then when they start typing, it becomes like the darker text, right?
Those are features that I can get through Polymer.
Polymer should be able to do that, yeah.
They're standard HTML features too, aren't they?
Yeah, I think you can do like placeholder equals
Yeah.
in more modern browsers. The submit button I think should look less like just, that looks a lot like a standard submit button, and I would try to like style it a little bit. The like font is like, for some reason, too far down. It
Yeah.
doesn't look very aligned. Like it should be very like centered, like vertically and horizontally. So little things like that, and maybe try like get rid of the gray borders on the
Okay.
inputs, and maybe try like some rounded corners, like something that looks like a little nicer, a little softer.
Okay.
But really get into being sort of nitpicky with like the pixels.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
like you can spend like a week on just on this. You know what I mean? Like just on this one screen, just like moving things around and making it look better, and then showing it to people and getting their like initial reaction, right? Like my initial reaction to this is that these look kind of just like standard form elements that were thrown on the page and haven't really been styled yet, right? So it doesn't feel like a production product yet. But as you like kind of perfect all those pixels, it will start to look more polished.
Okay.
And that makes a big difference just to people's like perception of your product. So I would definitely, and if you can go back to the builder for a second, and we can look at some of the elements on that page. You'll see like right here how they have like first name, last name, and they're kind of like, they're not the default styles. They went with just like an underline,
Yes.
right? So it looks kind of cool. And right here, those just aren't boxy corners. They're actually rounded corners. And the border is like a really soft gray that gives it like a bit of a the
Bevel.
look that it's on top of the background, right? And just like there's tiny little elements like this, but like really pay attention to some of the elements that are like on, or get inspiration from anywhere, right? Not necessarily here, but just look at sites that you think are really, really nice looking, and really pay attention to what makes them look nice. The font choices, the color choices, these types of things.
Okay.
And keep iterating on your design and applying it to your design until you should be able to show people your design, and they're just like, wow, that looks really, really nice, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.
Cool.
And I love the idea for Speakeasy, by the way. I have to say that. It's always an idea.